Hi everyone, it's Mana. I sometimes receive comments like these. Japanese women only care about money. They only want rich men. My Japanese wife loves my money, not me. Interestingly, I suspect that many of these comments come from Japanese men rather than foreign men. But here's my honest question. If you repeatedly meet women who seem interested only in your money, could the problem partly be where you meet them, how the relationship begins, or the kind of relationship you are creating? Of course, money matters in real life. But that does not mean all Japanese women are looking for a rich man. Many Japanese women care far more about the trust, emotional security, kindness, responsibility, and whether they can build a peaceful and stable life with someone. As you probably understand, serious financial problems can quickly make a relationship feel unstable, unsafe, and sometimes even threaten a person's basic security. So, caring about the financial stability is not always the same as being materialistic. Today, I'm gonna share 5 pieces of advice to help you escape this negative circle and create better opportunities to meet sincere Japanese women. Are you ready? Let's dive in. The first thing is, be careful where you look for a serious relationship. Some men who say Japanese women only want my money repeatedly become involved with women whose jobs depend on encouraging customers to spend money. For example, they may meet women in hostess clubs, cabaret clubs, certain nightlife bars, or other places where flirtation and attention are part of the business. In those situations, the woman may be warm, charming, and attentive, but you need to understand the nature of the relationship. She may be treating you as a valued customer, not necessarily as a potential boyfriend or husband. Her job is to make customers feel special so that they stay longer, come back again, and spend more money. What feels like romance may actually be professional attention. That does not make her a bad person. She's simply doing her job. But problems begin when a customer mistakes that attention for genuine love. So if you keep meeting women who seem interested only in your wallet, stop returning to places where money needs to be built into the relationship from the very beginning. You cannot keep fishing in the same pond and then complain that you always catch the same kind of fish. Change your environment and you may completely change the kind of women you meet. The second thing is, take an honest look at the age gap and the role you are playing in a relationship. There's nothing automatically wrong with a large age gap. Many couples with a significant age difference have healthy, loving, and equal relationships. But sometimes, a much younger woman may be looking for more than a romantic partner. Consciously or unconsciously, she may be searching for someone who feels like a father figure. She may expect you to protect her, support her, financially solve her problems, take full responsibility, and provide a completely secure and stable life. In that kind of relationship, she may want to be treated more like a daughter than an equal partner. This can sometimes happen when a person has grown up being heavily protected or given everything by the parents. They may become used to other people taking responsibility for their comfort and security, and they may carry those expectations into an adult relationship. If you are offering money, protection, and stability from the very beginning while asking for very little in return, you may unintentionally create a parent and child dynamic rather than a balanced partnership. Then later you may feel that she only loves what you provide. So ask yourself honestly, does she love me as a partner, or does she mainly love the security and the lifestyle I give her? And just as importantly, am I looking for an equal partner, or do I enjoy feeling needed, powerful, and protective? A healthy relationship should include care and support. But both people should still take responsibility for their own lives. Protection is loving, parenting your partner needs something very different. The third thing is, understand why she may feel financially insecure about marriage and having children. I'm not married and I don't have children, so I can only speak from what I have observed around me. In Japan, especially in big cities, homes can be small, living costs are high, and many couples need 2 incomes to support their lifestyle. But pregnancy and childbirth can completely change that balance. A woman may need to stop working for a period of time, reduce her hours, or take on more childcare responsibilities. At the same time, the couple suddenly has more expenses and less freedom. So, if a woman is thinking seriously about marriage and children, it's natural for her to worry about money. She may be thinking, we will be able to manage if I cannot work? Can we provide a safe and stable life for our child? She may be trying to understand whether the two of you can face the realities of life together. Pregnancy also affects her body, her health, her career, and sometimes her financial independence. That physical responsibility cannot be divided equally, so emotional practical support become even more important. So, if your partner often talks about money, listen to what she's truly afraid of. A strong partnership is not built by avoiding difficult conversations. It's built by facing difficult realities together and finding a way through them as a team. The first thing is, do not create expectations that you cannot maintain. At the beginning of the relationship, you may have made a great deal of effort to win her heart. Perhaps you bought her a large bouquet of flowers, took her to expensive restaurants, or gave her beautiful presents. Over time, those actions may have become part of the way she understood and recognized your love. But after several years, those gestures may slowly disappear because the relationship feels secure. She's already your girlfriend or wife, so you may feel that you no longer need to impress her in the same way. But from her perspective, you are always the man who expressed his love through thoughtful dates, gifts, and romantic gestures. So when those actions gradually disappear, she may not simply be thinking about money. She may be wondering, has he stopped valuing me? Is his heart beginning to move away from me? Of course, relationships naturally change over time, and the way we express love changes too. You do not need to keep buying expensive presents or taking her to fancy restaurants forever, but you should not stop showing appreciation simply because the relationship has become comfortable. Tell her that you value her presence in your life. Show affection in small but consistent ways. Thank her for what she does, or simply ask her how she has been feeling lately. When she understands that your feelings have not changed, she may stop comparing the present relationship with those expensive and romantic memories from the past. What matters is showing her that your love is still here, even if the way you express it has changed. The fifth thing is, take responsibility for the relationships you choose. If your wife or girlfriend constantly asks you for money, makes unreasonable financial demands, or repeatedly makes you feel used or uncomfortable, you have the right to leave the relationship. You cannot control another person's behavior, but you can decide whom you allow into your life and how long you remain in an unhealthy situation. After all, you chose this woman as your girlfriend, wife, or even friend. You also chose to continue spending time with her after you began noticing her behavior. So, if you repeatedly find yourself surrounded by women who seem interested mainly in your money, it may be worth asking yourself an uncomfortable question. Why do I keep choosing this type of person? Perhaps you are attached to certain qualities while ignoring obvious warning signs. Perhaps you try to win affection by paying for everything, giving expensive presents, or perhaps being needed makes you feel important. So you continue giving even when the relationship no longer feels equal without realizing it. Your actions may teach some people that money is the main thing you bring to the relationship. Their behavior is still their responsibility, but recognizing your own patterns gives you the power to change them. Set clear boundaries, learn to say no, pay attention to how she reacts when you do not spend money on her. You do not have to remain in a relationship that makes you feel used. Changing the women around you may begin with changing your own choices. It's important to be respected by the woman you love, but it's just as important to choose a woman whose qualities you genuinely admire. I hope this video helped you better understand how Japanese women think about money in relationships. Most Japanese women are genuinely looking for a healthy, loving relationship, not simply a rich partner. Thank you so much for watching my video. Until then, I would be happy if you hit the subscribe button. See you in the next video. Bye!